How to set the hook on a plastic worm. Let's talk about it here on the Googan Lab. So you got your worm rigged up, you're gonna throw out there, you're gonna feel a bite, and then it's time to set the hook. Now what's the best way to do that to get the best hookup ratio? The old adage is wait a few seconds, and in some ways that still holds true, but with today's gear, being able to really feel the fish and how sensitive everything is, you can almost just wait until you feel that fish on there. So the main thing that you want to stay away from is setting the hook right away and missing that fish. And oftentimes with a worm, it's a little longer than like a jig or a plastic creature bait, but this same rule still applies. This is what I do. I'm gonna wait a little bit till I feel the fish moving with that bait, because they'll chomp it once. Sometimes that's an investigatory bite. They might chomp it again. You might get 2 or 3 bites before the fish really has your plastic and is sitting there with it or moving there with it. So we're gonna show you how to do that. So I've got my worm rigged up here. This is the blazing worm. It's a mid-sized worm, and I've got it rigged up with a 5/0 hammer hook. This is weightless. And the way I'm fishing this out here is I'm just swimming it on top. I let it sink just a little bit, start and stop technique. Same concept applies though, whether you're Texas rigging or doing it like this. So I'm reeling this worm, and when I get a bite, I'm not gonna set the hook right away. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my rod tip in the downward position until I feel the pressure of the fish. So whether you're working it like a Texas rig, like this, up and down, or whether you're just reeling it, the first thing you wanna do is lower that rod tip and wait to feel that fish moving with your bait. And that's gonna give you the opportunity to go straight up into a hook set. If you start your hook set right here high and you go up, you don't have as much leverage and you could miss the fish. So first thing you wanna do is lower that rod tip. There's one. Now he's got it. I lower my rod tip, then I'm gonna go up. There we go. Come on in here, buddy, and you can see he's got it good. That's how you want to get him on the worm. It's right in the roof of the mouth or down there deep. So the first move is you just lower that rod tip, and I just continue reeling. I give that reel a few cranks, and when I feel the pressure of that fish, that's when I go up into that hook set. And that guy was hooked perfectly. See ya. So when you're fishing a worm, you're gonna get a lot of taps. You feel a tap, 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 and that's that fish trying to get the whole worm in its mouth. And what you don't wanna do is set the hook on that first little tap, the first couple of taps, because they're trying to get it. A lot of times you'll come back with half a worm or your tail's missing. It's because you're not giving them the opportunity to get the whole thing in their mouth. So wait till you feel the fish moving. Sometimes you can see your line, but you really just want to feel it. And then when you feel that pressure, go right on up. So I hope you get a few more bass in the boat when you're worm dangling. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see more tips and tricks, subscribe right here to the Googan Lab. We'll see you next time.